So today we're going to talk about point slope form. So this is equations that are written when you know the slope and one ordered pair, but not necessarily the ordered pair that is the y-intercept. So as you can see here, the slope would go right here, like it always does, in front of the x, but you would now have ordered pair. So your x number would go there, and your y number would go here. Notice the formula has a subtraction sign in it. So if I have a negative x or y, that's going to change the sign to plus. So let's look at the actual example here. You were given the point -6,4 and positive 1/3. And as you can see, my y value is right here. Because it was a positive 4, it looks like -4 in the equation. And when you look at the x value, that would be here. Notice it's positive 6 because we switched the subtract x. Two negatives make it a positive 6. And then your slope then is just your 1/3. And as you can see here, we plotted the point that they gave us. And then from there, we counted up 1 and over 3 and continued that pattern until we got a line. Sometimes you have to convert things in point slope form into slope intercept form, in which case you just simply do a normal, you have a distributive property and you would go ahead and distribute the slope all the way through. And then you would add 4 so that we can get rid of the -4 on that side, and you would end up with just a regular 1/3 x plus 6. All right, so let's actually try ones together. So again, I'm going to write the equation again. It's y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. And the three things that we're going to be substituting in for are here, here, and here. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So in the ordered pair 2, 5, 5 is my y, my slope is 4, and my x is 2, and I'm done. Well, let's do the same thing, only this time let's have one of the ordered pair numbers be negative. So again, my y is 1, so it's y minus 1 is equal to your fraction 1/2 times the quantity x minus. Now here's where I want to put in -3. We're not just going to put a minus and a negative. We're going to go ahead and switch it to plus 3. So sometimes I'll have already given it to you in point slope format, and I just want to know what is the point and what is the slope. Well, the slope is easy. It's in front of the parentheses. The ordered pair here is here, and I'm going to circle the plus sign because remember, we switched the sign there. So that would make that a -6. So there would be my ordered pair, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to actually graph that point. So at positive 3, we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So positive 6 is right there. And then we have a slope of -2, which is really down 2 and over 1. So I can do that. Or if you prefer, it's up 2 and backwards 1. So that would be 2, 1. Make it a little bigger so it's easier to see. And again, you only need 3 dots, but if you want to put enough in so you can see where the y-intercept is, by all means, you are welcome to put as many as you need to. All right, so let's try that same thing again on question B. So our ordered pair is, again, we're going to switch the sign. So it's -4, comma, positive 1. And the slope is 2/3. So over here at -4, we're going to go up to 1. And then it was 2/3, so that's up 2. And forward 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This is a great strategy when you can clearly see that the y-intercept is going to be a decimal, and therefore it's not going to work out nicely, because most of the time we don't always start with a whole number for our starting point. All right, so when we look at question 4 or 3 down here, it says we're going to essentially convert those back to slope-intercept form. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do essentially an algebra problem to solve it. So let me go ahead and just focus on that one. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply. So I have -2x plus 6 equals y plus 6. If I subtract 6 from both sides, we end up with y is equal to -2x. And if you needed the y-intercept, it's 0. So I don't have to put it because the 6's cancel out. Let's do the same thing for this one. I'm going to again multiply both things by 2/3. So that's 2/3 x. 2 times 4 is 8 over 3. And then we still have it equal to y minus 1. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 1 to both sides. And now I have y is equal to 2/3 x. Now if you don't know how to add a 1, remember that is the same as 3/3. So 8 plus 3 would be 11/3. If you wanted to go ahead and already simplify that to 3 goes into there 2 times with 2 left over. You could have then also simplified that to 3 2/3. Again, either one of those is fine. If you wanted to write 3.6 repeater, just so that we know what that is, okay? So now we're gonna do the whole thing, and I'm gonna show you what has to happen. Just like before, we're gonna find the slope. So we always need to find the slope. So it's gonna be y minus y over x minus x. So when I work this one out, it becomes 3 on top, keep switch, -4 on the bottom. Then you get to pick the point. You get to decide. So maybe I've decided I want to use this one. So then my equation of my line would look like y minus y is equal to the slope, which is -3/4, parentheses, x minus -6. So that's one option. If you don't like that option, then you could have chosen, let's make it a different color. You could have chosen this one. And I'll go ahead and make it in red so you can see the difference. Y minus -3 is equal to -3/4, parentheses, x minus -2. Both of those equations would simplify to give me the same equation in slope-intercept form. So either one of those is acceptable. So the same thing that happens over here, you're going to try that again, and I'll go ahead and do that real quick so you can see it. Again, we start with m equals, and we're going to do y minus y, and then 6 minus -5, which would give me -1 over -1, so m is 1. And then again, you can pick your point. So let's go ahead and switch to another color. Y minus, if I've picked this point, is equal to 1 parentheses x plus 5. Or you could have maybe gotten y minus -4 is equal to 1 and x minus -6. Either one of those would be acceptable. They would give me the same answers. So now when you're looking at a word problem, which is why we would normally use that, is they've given us one ordered pair in the story. So if we look at question number 5 here, it says there's a daily fee for renting a moving truck plus a charge of 50 cents per mile driven. There's my slope. Per driven, that is my slope number right there. Then it says it costs $64 to rent the truck on a day when it is driven 48 miles. So again, there's my ordered pair. 48 miles is a cost of $64. There's my order pair. So we're going to go ahead and write it in slope-intercept form. So remember, let's make that a little darker. It's in this format. So our order pair was 48 is the x and 64 is the y. So our equation then becomes y minus 64 is equal to our slope, which is 50 cents. So 0.50 times the quantity, x minus 48 miles. Now we're going to actually solve that math problem and go ahead and work it out. So let me switch so you can see what I'm doing. We'll then take this times this and this times this. So that would be 50 cents x. Half of 48 would be 24. And now it's letters on both sides, so we're going to add your 64. Y is equal to 0.50 cents x, and then 64 minus 24 would give me 40. So here's how we wrote it in slope-intercept form, And then what is the daily fee? Well, you had a daily fee of $40. Meaning that's what it charged me at the beginning. So we can work it out that way. All right, good luck on today's assignment.